Hello everybody. As you see, everyone's wondering what President Obama is going to do about the problems in Egypt. I find that very interesting. All the news is saying what's President Obama is going to do about the problem and the people in Egypt. Can he support this or can he go this way? Egypt is our ally. What is he going to do? Now we're at foreign diplomacy. Well, I'm going to make a comment on it as if I was president, so you all understand how I will stand with my foreign diplomacy. And this goes for each and every nation in the world. First, before that, I want you to understand, the gentleman drew a picture of me and Obama. I got it on my Facebook. It shows Obama with the hammer and sickle in one hand, and the Congress behind us, and me with the Constitution and the rifle in one hand. That has a lot to say, because so does our emblem, the crescent of the United States, the Great Seal. We have the eagle with the shield, in one talon olive leaves, and the other arrows, which says the saying, this is our Constitution, this is our government, you have the option to accept it, or we will defend it with the rifle. Now, what does that actually mean? Well, you got to understand, it's a two-side bladed sword. It's got a edge on each side, a two-edged sword. And it's not the rifle of the Constitution. It is, one side is us defending our government and our Constitution and letting the world know we will do it. The other edge of that sword is we expect the other countries to do exactly the same thing. To tell the rest of the world, this is our government, you will respect it, and we offer it in friendship, or we will fight to defend it. So what has that got to do with Egypt and Libya and a lot of those countries? Well, you see, one, I believe in sovereignty of the United States and the right that we have the right to exist, and we have the right to choose how we wish our government to be. And nobody else but the American people have that right inside the United States. Well, we're not talking about Egypt. But we are. Because you see, the Egyptians have the exact same rights. Egypt is a sovereign nation. And only the Egyptian people have that right to choose their government and how they wish to be governed. And whichever way the Egyptian president and the Egyptian people choose is the only way we can accept it. We have to accept it because we are Americans and we expect the very same from them. And therefore we must give the same. In other words, here is it in a nutshell. Myself, as president, will completely change the way our country looks at the rest of the world. We must and will accept each nation as it is. It is not the United States government or the United States country to go around forcing our views onto someone else. For one, the American people don't believe in it. We believe that each nation has a right to choose their own type of government. But we do not believe they have the right to force it onto another nation, including this nation. So that's why that picture of me standing there with the Constitution and a rifle or the Great Seal of the United States, the eagle, with the olive branch and the arrows. That will be our form of foreign policy. What does that mean to countries like, let's say, China, for example? We will accept you as you are. We will not try to tell you how, because we know the people in your country will tell you what they feel is right and what is wrong. I will admit you have taken people out of feudalism and brought them into the modern world in an extremely fast rate. Your success so far seems outstanding, and I will give China the credit for that. You have done in probably 50 to 80 years what the United States has done in 200, and which many countries in 1,000 years have not yet even got close to. At the same time, Cuba, we will accept you as you are. It's up to the Cuban people and nobody else. Now, you American citizens out here who have Cuban descent in you, understand, as American citizens, you have those rights that you have here. But you have to accept that the people in Cuba are to choose their government. Not us up here. And it goes for Palestinians, and the Israelites. I want you to know we would not accept any standards from any country any less than we would our own. For example, we would not tolerate Mexico coming into the United States and start building Mexican conclaves and expect us to sit on our hands and turn our backs. We will not. That would be the same as I would expect any other nation throughout the world to respect the solid boundaries and sovereignty of nations. People in this country, that does not mean we won't go to war. Remember, I have the Constitution and the rifle. I will defend our country and our people with the full might of the United States. And the world may condemn what we do, but I will defend our sovereignty. But that's it, our sovereignty. And I will expect any other nation to defend their sovereignty as viciously as we would defend ours. In turn, I expect any other nation to respect our sovereignty as we respect theirs, and no other way. Understand, people of the world, we are nations of one world. We're not a one world economy. We're not a one world business. We are many, many different nations within one world. And to respect the sovereignty of the nations with the way the world has shrunk must be done. We must have a strong attitude towards good fences make good neighbors, and understand what is meant. We will not do like Bush and go into Iraq just for the sake and call it something like, preempt strike. It's a fancy way for imperialism, to start a war for no reason. It is not our way, and it will not exist. But Afghanistan, I would not have done it the way Bush did that either. With that strike of the Twin Towers, you better expect the full force of the United States military and nothing less. And when I say full force, I meant full force. No way should they have allowed a single Al-Qaeda to get through the Afghan border into a neighboring country. Our military should have been put in there in force enough to ensure that no Al-Qaeda would ever escape. And if you say, oh, well, the mountains of Afghanistan, remember Okinawa. And then you understand. We will defend the American people with the full force of the United States. But at the same time, we will respect each and every nation as it is. And we will demand that the rest of the world does the same. It is only up to the people of the nations within that nation to decide how they wish to be governed. And it's up to them to set up the government. It's up to them to exercise their rights as citizens of their nation and how they choose to do it. That is my answer to world politics. And believe me, people, when I tell you, I am not a fan of the United Nations at all. It has yet to show me its worth. And the New World Order and I, we've parted ways before I was even born. Understand, I am a true, free enterprise individual. Neither socialist, neither capitalist, and I wish the socialists would quit trying to label me. I believe in free enterprise, and I believe in the individual. And you socialists who try to label us Americans need to get your act together. We are people who believe in free enterprise. We are not capitalists. You cannot be a capitalist and free enterprise. Because somewhere along the way, you have to hoard your capital and just start collecting it. And as such, you lose the true meaning of free enterprise. Okay? So as far as it goes to the world, I am a person who believes that each nation deserves the respect from all the other nations, and it's only up to the people within that nation to decide how they wish to be governed and the way they wish to be governed, and no one else. Thank you. This is JD. If you have any questions about that, you're free to argue with me. But each nation, each citizen has the right within their nation to choose their form of government. And it's up to them to choose it, not us. Thank you.